Welcome back to Glow Up or Get Out. I'm half the podcast, Sam.
I'm the other half, Mel.
Welcome back, you guys. For us, it has been a minute since we've seen each other. And luckily, we not pre-recorded, but we were just ahead of schedule.
Because we were behind schedule.
Right. Like something happened. Long story short, it worked out for us because I got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun. It was my first time getting COVID, which
that you know of, because you have suspicions that
I have suspicions that maybe I couldn't test at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it was, before we all knew what COVID was. I don't know. But so that was exciting. And I was literally sick 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, how fucked up. I was like, you're not getting I was like, you were just sick. This is not fair.
It probably hurt a little bit more because you were just sick too.
Yeah, it was not cute. But anyways, we hadn't seen each other because obviously I didn't want Mel to get COVID. But here we are back at it again. Ready to bring you guys that hard-hitting content.
We're actually really excited about the next few episodes, so hope you are too.
Yes. If you don't follow us on Instagram, then you have... Well, I mean, you've seen the title, but you kind of have no idea what's going on. But we basically did an anonymous... answer box. I don't even know what to call it.
It's called isn't it NGL, not gonna lie?
Yeah, not gonna lie.
So if you've been under a rock, 2 months ago, there was this thing going around where you would post it on your story, and it was a submission box that would take you to a different page.
Yeah. And
you can ask anonymous things. It kind of reminded us of Ask FM, or I guess that was it, right?
Yeah.
Or was there a different one?
Is it Ask FM? I honestly can't remember, but
not
they know
FM.
what we're talking
Maybe it's not
about.
FM.
It's Ask.
It was something like that.
Ask something.
I don't want to say Kick, but Kick was just it was a WhatsApp app.
Huh?
Yeah. I don't know. Basically, just anonymous submissions. You can ask questions, and then the whole point is to answer on your story or whatever. But we thought we'd use that platform to get some anonymous questions for today's episode.
Yes.
So yeah,
relationship advice, because we are
clearly experts.
Clearly we know what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Been at this a long time.
It's been a few years now. I started in middle school. I feel like I've gotten...
I think I'm at my PhD level now.
Yeah, PhD level in relationships. When you're in them, though, I gotta say, it's a little harder to navigate.
Yes.
Outside looking in, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? But when you're in it, there's feelings involved. So
that's why we're here. We're the outside looking into you.
Yeah.
Telling you what to do.
We do it for our friends.
Take it or leave it. This is going to be our advice.
Yeah. We got some pretty good
juicy ones.
I gotta say.
Thank you
guys.
Thank you
I mean, I'm sorry. You're going through it. Sorry you're going through things right now. But let's get into the first question.
So I'm just gonna go in order of what was sent, I guess.
Okay.
This first question is, how important is sex in a relationship? I am dating a man who treats me like a queen, but has a couple of issues. He sometimes has boundary issues, and we have little to no sex because of physical problems on his end. I like him a lot, but I don't know if I can still see him sexually stimulating. It's really interesting.
That's tough. I feel like every question, we're it's different for everyone.
Well, it is.
But I feel like sex, it depends on how important sex is to you and in a relationship. Because some people, obviously, there's people that just don't care at all. But I feel like if you really like this guy and he treats you like a queen, we love that. I feel like it's worth working through and communicating with each other and figuring out what that balance looks like, because maybe you guys have had conversations about it, but maybe he just has no idea that there's a lack for you and you need more intimacy in order to feel connected to him. And maybe that's just all you have to, what's the word? I can't think. COVID really took away some brain cells, I gotta say. Convey to them. I don't know. I can't think of the word.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with what you're saying of first, communicate it. Definitely everyone deserves to have their needs met. in a relationship. I do think that now being in a relationship for almost 4 years, things like ebb and flow a lot. And so I wouldn't say that like this is like the end all be all for him or you, like in like the sense of having a sexual chemistry. I'm sure like that was a part of your chemistry at some point. So it's there. It's just life happens to people. And I think, you know, I don't know like his side of things or anything, but you know, people experience sexual trauma or even just like having like ebbs and flows and hormones and like depression is a real thing. Like those things are all affecting your like libido and like sexual desire. So I think first step is to communicate the fact that you're feeling like there's a desire for more intimacy.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I would say is that remind yourself that sex isn't even half of a relationship. It's just a small part of things. If you're craving intimacy, know that that's like not the only way you can get intimacy. I think that that's something that has been like ingrained into all of us like societally. That like it is a big part of connecting in a relationship, but I think there's 100 other ways that you can connect intimately. So maybe explore those things. You know, if he says like he's not ready for X, Y, and Z because he's moving through things or whatever it is, then give him that time and find other ways to be intimate. There's like a lot of different ways that you can do that, like giving each other massages or like taking a bath together, like small things that just bring you close. And you might be a person who like their love language is physical touch, and that's why you're feeling that sex is not, or like not having sex is not meeting your intimacy needs. And I understand why you feel that way, but I think like physical touch goes beyond that, you know. It could be like you just want him to hold your hand in public more, or you know, you'd like to go on more dates. Yeah. Like there's a lot of different ways to connect. And you know, if you guys come to the decision, and I know this may sound like a little crazy, but like if you really truly want this to be like your partner forever, I don't think that you should just kind of write it off so quickly. I think maybe create a plan, or like create maybe a not negotiation, but like a situation where a compromise where you can get those needs met in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's like a lot of ways you could go after the conversation.
Yeah.
Because I think there's like two options. If you bring the conversation forward, he could be like, screw you. Like, oh, this is my thing and you just have to deal with it, and like not want to heal whatever it is that they're going through. It's totally an option. And then option number 2 is that they're like on board with trying to figure it out, which like I feel like you should acknowledge that that's like a difficult decision for them, because it is a lot easier to be like, screw you, and like I'm just gonna do me, which like they might not say it like, you know.
Hopefully so you're aggressive. In an open enough relationship where you can have this communication.
Yeah. So if that is the case, I think like be very grateful, I guess. I'm not grateful, because like, grateful seems like too much.
I think just like
appreciative,
open-minded.
Yeah.
And like I think just be compassionate towards like each other's situations.
Yeah.
You know, because nobody's wrong in that situation. It's just there's like a miscommunication of some sort. And sometimes like talking about sex in that way is really awkward. Like, you know.
Like, hey, I want to have sex more. And then they're like,
I don't, like, you know.
I can't. Yeah. It's
and then it becomes, it could be a conversation that like leads into a Pandora's box of, you know, situations. And so just be compassionate, be kind, and listen to each other.
Yeah.
You know, if he just kind of blows you over though, then
there's your answer.
But I don't think that that's the way it's going to go, considering like he's obviously treating you so kindly and he seems like a good guy. So just give it some time. You know, and I always say therapy.
And as we preach on this show, get that man into therapy.
And, you know, sex therapy is also a thing. So I know it sounds kind of like embarrassing or weird, but it's not. I think like it's very normal. And sex is just like a fucking weird concept in general. Like there's so much pressure to it. Like I don't understand why it's so like
Like, why can't we just be like animals again and just do it?
Just do it when it needs to be done. Just to mate.
No pleasure.
No pleasure.
Ew, no.
No, that's weird.
It's not what I meant.
No. But it could be a weird topic. So I get where you're coming from, but you know, there's a lot of different ways to go about it.
Maybe get a little loosey-goosey, smoke, whatever your thing is.
Hey.
Drink some wine together and then be like, hey, we're in a comfortable, safe space right now.
Exactly.
I want to bring something up.
I think also, like, there's such a social construct of, like, men having to be, like, the fucking, like, aggressors of, like, wanting sex all the time. But also, like, maybe take that into consideration that that's probably not true ever. You know, like, everyone has different shit going on. So,
yep.
Take it easy. I hope you figure that situation out because, you know.
Yeah. Find a compromise. It sounds like you guys can figure it out.
Hey, man, maybe he's just only doing stuff to you. Also, if he doesn't want to have sex, you know what I mean?
I was like, what are you trying to say? That he's cheating? And that's what I was like, what's going on? What are you spilling right now?
No.
Okay, yeah.
There's also
Maybe that's your option.
And also, maybe he might just need more foreplay. Like women do sometimes. Like,
maybe it just doesn't like, maybe you're not meshing when you do it. So he's like, I
also
don't want to do this right now.
Foreplay starts way before, like, clothes are even off.
Before being in contact with each other even.
Yeah, it's just like, it's throughout the entire day. It's like a whole situation. So just keep that in mind. Look into, like, sex therapy. Not, like, going necessarily. You don't have to, but, like, into, like, the practices that they do. It's very interesting. Techniques.
TikToks. Come on. You know there's free education everywhere.
So much education. I mean, we could also create an episode about that, but let us know. Submit again. Be like, I need another episode on blah, blah, blah.
Hit us up again.
Yeah. Next one. How to set boundaries at the beginning of a relationship without sounding needy or controlling.
I think that's just number one. Like, let go of that fear of sounding needy or controlling. Because I feel like, honestly, the only way you're going to come across needy and controlling is if you're literally, like, fucking begging them every single day to do something different. Which, like, that's realistically not what you're doing, I'm sure. So just, like, let go of that fear of, I'm going to sound needy and controlling. Especially if you both have agreed, like, we want to work towards dating exclusively or we are dating exclusively.
Well, she said relationship.
At the beginning of a relationship?
They said relationship, yeah. So I'm assuming that you're already
on the same page.
Y'all chose to be together.
Yeah.
So this is when, I mean, obviously when you're talking and dating, talking is such a fucking funny word. I don't know why we say that, but talking or like just dating before a relationship, obviously, before you define the relationship, I should say.
Yeah.
You're obviously like going through like your guys' dislikes and likes and like what works in relationships, what hasn't worked in the past. You like get to know each other in that way. But now that you guys have chosen each other, it's not like just fucking laid on them, but like it's also, you're gonna continuously need to make boundaries because you're gonna learn more about yourself in this relationship and in the process of being in this relationship. So it's just, again, you need to have that open communication with one another and have that
curious
set.
If this person is like, I'm just thinking here, maybe they're coming from this like perspective of, I know what doesn't work for me. So like right out the gate, I want to set like all of these boundaries because I know they don't work. Maybe that's what they are thinking, like that they want to set everything. So it's like, you know, the rules or whatever. Maybe that's what they're thinking.
That I get what you're saying. If that's your like case, I think I would allow your new partner to show up the way that they originally show up. And it doesn't have to be an argument if something wrong, like doesn't feel right that they're doing. It could just be a conversation later on, you know, when you guys have a calm moment, be like, hey, I really wanted to bring something up. When you did this, I just felt like it wasn't considerate of X, Y, and Z. You know, I would really like moving forward,
like setting a boundary as they come,
yeah. Unless they're already doing shit and you're like seeing that's like
that might be a red flag.
That might be a red flag. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think you can, like, you can just lay it all on them, and it's not necessarily it's not necessarily bad, but it's just like you also aren't giving them the chance to show up. You know?
I feel like it is bad. I feel like it, yeah, because you're literally not giving them a chance.
It's too
to just
controlling, I
be-
will say.
Yeah, so
little
maybe
bit.
maybe that's how you'll come off controlling, is like laying it all out at once and saying this is what you can and cannot do. Because I would feel pretty like aggressive. Like if I was the person getting all these rules, I'd be like, I wasn't even gonna do like
Yeah,
3/4 of those things.
Yeah.
Like maybe I would have accidentally made a joke that you didn't like or whatever, you know. But that's the thing, like we're human, and like your partner is going to do things that probably bug you. That's just the way it is, and you cross that bridge when you get there. So one, letting go of like feeling like you're gonna be controlling and like whatever. What's the worst that's gonna happen? You break up and then they tell people you're controlling and
Whatever.
needy. Yeah, what about it? I got controls and I got needs.
Sorry, I know what I need.
Right. So, one, let go of that fear.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I think set boundaries as they come. Obviously, if there's like deal breakers for you or something, you probably are already discussing those. Like when my ex did that, we broke up, and that's a deal
And
breaker.
if they
for me.
didn't register, put
Register.
2 and 2 together, hello?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like our overall advice is just to take it as it comes. And with that said, my best advice with that is always think of it with positive intention. Like, don't think that they intended to hurt you or intended to do something wrong. Instead, think of it as like, oh, they maybe didn't know. This is my opportunity to now share with them how to best love me, how to best support me, and move in that way. Versus just like attacking and being like, why the fuck did you do that?
Why are you like this?
Yeah. It's just
Don't
like,
do that.
have a very calm conversation about it. That's just the best way to do it. Because then it comes off in a way that's like, okay, yeah, I get that now. I understand where you're coming
Yeah.
from. I'm sorry. And it gives you a chance to either get apologized to or even just like clear things up, you know?
Yeah, try to put yourself in their shoes. Like, how would you want to receive a boundary from your partner?
Exactly. Next one, how to know if it's time to leave or continue working through issues. Through the issues, she said. Or they said.
Multiple issues.
I gotta stop saying she because I don't know the fuck.
I know, come here, man. Ooh, that one's really hard, y'all, because there's like no context.
I gotta say it's when you are more often having feelings of negativity more than positivity
Yeah.
overall. Like if your days are filling up with like
Negative emotions.
negative
surrounding
emotions
them.
or anxious thoughts,
Mm.
time to go.
I agree with that. And if you're asking us on this, I gotta say, I think maybe it's time. Like if you're asking outwardly for someone
Yeah.
else's opinion, I think you know the answer.
I think I've always like, when I think back on relationships that didn't work in the past, I had checked out way before I even had to break up with them.
Oh my God.
Like months in advance. And I was so fed up, but it's just like there's a comfortability that happens within that relationship.
Yeah.
That then like it's not like you fear like your everyday shift or like your everyday to shift, but it kind of is like that way. Like you have a rhythm and a routine to your life. And so
You just let shit slide.
or like you get so comfortable with the chaos that you're just like, that's my life. But if you sit back to think like, oh my God, I've been so unhappy for the last X amount of days. Like it's time to go.
Yeah. And also, if the person you're with is unwilling to communicate.
Oh, absolutely.
Or make any effort. Because I do
And
remember exes,
actually
yeah, I
make
do,
the effort.
I do remember exes being like, yeah, like I'm going to work on that. 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 I'm
when
gonna work on that.
did you sit down and work on it yet? 'Cause
This is
the
like
fuck?
a broken record, bitch. When are you going to work on it?
Literally.
So, yeah, don't just take their words, take their actions. And if they're not acting right,
Yeah.
get out of there.
I'm trying to think of like the second part of the question, like, or like when is it, or
What was it?
when like, or continue working through the issues.
Oh, continue working. Well, I mean,
I feel like this kind of like, it could sound like bad, but if you guys have like children together, I think it maybe is for the beginning. I think you should work a little bit.
I mean, it's like,
But like that's like you've chosen to marry each other maybe, but you have family together. I think there's a
higher level of commitment.
right?
Yeah.
You're committing to a family. So I think in that sense, like you both should try to work for the family. But
that's not to say
to stay
through anything.
But if, like, again, you're feeling more negative than positive overall after still trying to work through the problems, co-parent.
I would also say, like, aside from having a family and stuff, but just continuing to work through things, this maybe isn't a hot take maybe, but like setting a time boundary for yourself. I don't think this is something you necessarily need to share with your partner, but like, you know what, I'm gonna give it 3 more months, and like if in 3 months, if they've tried to fix X, Y, and Z, or I've seen maybe not even 3, because sometimes people stick around for 3 and then after fall back out again, whatever your time, whatever it is, depending on the issues they need to fix, you know?
No, I think if you're asking for shit to be worked through, it should happen like not necessarily completely like.
No, but I'm saying it'll be like fixed, and then it'll fall back to the old ways. So don't make it too short, like in 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then they could just. But that's why you also don't tell them.
But that's why I'm also saying, like, it shouldn't be too long, because if it's like 2 weeks passed by and you see no difference, you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's just maybe not worth it.
Yeah, I think set some sort of boundary, whether it's a time or a feeling. Like if I feel fucking pissed off in the next 2 weeks because of this exact issue, then I'm leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this next one is more about like family relationships, which I thought that these would be more like romantic, but that works too. Yeah. I feel like that's still a relationship. How to set boundaries and how to deal with emotionally immature family members. I'm well versed in this one.
Very well versed.
Number 1, don't feel like upset with yourself or feel like you're being selfish. I think that when you are part of a family unit, it's very easy to feel responsible for everyone's emotions and everyone's reactions to things. It's none of your business how they react. It's only your business to say how you want to be treated. In my experience, I feel like it's easier to just not necessarily check out, but just kind of understand that you might not get the reaction or the response that you want, and being comfortable with that, because more often than not, that's exactly what's going to happen, because they're so emotionally immature that they can't level with you. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't communicate the things that you need to communicate, though. It's almost like you're helping them by telling them these things, because then they either can take the information and do something about it and like correct the behavior that they're doing, or they will ignore it and think that you're dumb, or like think that you're ridiculous for these asks. And either way, you will have a perception of like, okay, this is maybe just like not worth it. And I'm not saying like get rid of your family, fucking call it a quits and be like, fuck them. But like, I think now you can just have a safe distance emotionally with them. And I know that sucks, and I'm sorry that you're going through that. I have a lot of experience in that. And I feel that you slowly get more comfortable with the fact that you just need to have like that space between another, because your peace is the most important thing that matters. So just remind yourself of that and find family, like chosen family, that is emotionally equipped for your life and can support you and love you. That's my best advice. You can't change other people. And I know sometimes it's so hard because you want your blood, your family to understand you through and through. But like, we're all adults, and they're going to want to see life the way that they want to see life. And that's all you just have to fucking accept it. And that's the harsh truth. But
yeah, I think there's a level of peace of mind in accepting those things, though.
What do you mean?
Like accepting that like I can't change this person, but like I say my piece, and I accept that there's going to be distance between us. Like it just probably feels better than being like I want to change them, and every time you see them,
it's
like,
more
battling that feeling.
It's gonna be way more upsetting for you to try to change somebody who literally will not change. It's going to hurt you more.
Creates
in the
even
process.
more distance than just the safe distance you created.
It's more of like a
tension.
Like a tension of like fire and like it's passion, but like the wrong type of passion. You know what I mean? Anger and resentment. You don't want resentment. So just give people the opportunity to show up. And if they don't show up after you set your boundary or like communicate it, then it is what it is. Like, I don't know.
And you can decide what that means for you and that family member going forward, whatever that means.
Yeah. Again, I'm really sorry. I feel you with that. Next one, how to take alone time when you know you need to, but don't want to because you just really love spending time with your partner.
That one do be hitting, man. It's just fun to be with your person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you hopefully are like dating your best friend kind of a vibe.
Hopefully you guys are a great match.
I feel like I struggle a lot with that. Like you also probably struggled a lot with that in past relationships. It's easy to fall in like these patterns of comfortableness of like you have your routine and like your life. And in my case, I live with my partner, so it's like on another level of things. I genuinely love doing everything with Logan, but I do recognize that like I need time to like miss her, or I need time to myself of like I need to take care of myself. It's great being taken care of, and it's great to like have relaxation moments with each other and whatever, but I think that there's such a different deep comfortableness that you have with yourself and just yourself. I mean, maybe not everybody. Some people like recharge with being in like groups and whatnot, and if that's the case, then like go hang out with your friends and like people that are outside of like the bubble of you two. What is the question though? How to do it though?
How to do it? They know what they want to do. They just, how do you do it? Like, I guess the question can mean several different things. Like, is it that your partner is like, don't leave me, or like they invite you to everything, or is it more so you just like, like, can you not communicate it to your partner, or is it just like, I just like doing it, and like I personally can't set a boundary within myself. I think it's that, right? Like they're personally like,
I think that a thing that me and Logan have done is like setting a goal of like we each want to see and spend like personal time with one friend every week. I feel like that sometimes is not like too realistic because life is busy and friends are busy. But if that's like not done, then like the days that we had set out for that, instead like I will go read a book by myself, or I will go see a movie by myself, you know, or like just do small things. You don't even have to be completely like detached, but it's just like setting some time to just be within your own parameters of your own life. It's really nice to blend lives. It really is. But I think at the end of the day, you gotta set that boundary of be like, I need some time and space, and it's only gonna make shit like better for you too, because like you end up missing each other more and like all that fucking nasty cute shit. I don't know, it just makes things more exciting because then you guys can be like, oh my god, what did you do? And you have more to talk about.
Yeah,
how nice.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's like very easy to get like caught up in your guys' routine, not you guys, like you as in the couple, like relationship routines of like, on the weekends we do this, and on weeknights after work we do this, which like it's great to do, you know, whatever it is that you guys normally do. But I think even in the smallest ways, like incorporating just like less, I don't know, like less structure, I guess, like instead of it being like, well, every Sunday we have to do brunch together or something, like, I don't know, I feel like some couples do that, right? Like, or they have like their team sports routine, or whatever they do together, whatever the routine is, and just being like, actually this weekend my friend invited me to go camping, so I'm gonna go, or like I want to go camping with my friend, so I'm gonna plan a camping trip, or like whatever the fucking case is, I
think it's fine to have the routine stuff, but I think like you said, be open to
moving around it.
Yeah I think like that's a good strategy. And then also, like I said, just if you're gonna be more strategic or like more plan oriented, plan a day where you guys are like separate from each other,
like one Saturday a month or whatever.
Or like twice a month or every week. Just setting a goal of like, I'm gonna spend some personal time with
and I can
myself.
do whatever I want with that.
Yeah, anything you want. This one's a little more like fun, I guess, for us,
What?
because it'll just be like us rambling. Do's and do nots. Do's and don'ts. I don't know.
Do's and don'ts.
Not propose on proposing.
Do's and don'ts of proposing. Let's do the don'ts first. Those are
We're
more
like
fun.
don't.
Don't propose on somebody's birthday.
Don't propose at Disneyland.
Ooh. Well, some people are into
people
that,
like that.
but we're not into that.
I'm not into that. No birthdays.
Ask your partner what they envision it being like.
Yeah,
I would say
because some people like it big and like everybody there,
show everybody or intimate,
and some people like it really intimate.
And that doesn't mean like it's gonna ruin the surprise. Just be like, do you want family there? Like, you know, some basic questions, right? Obviously, the ring.
Pull up like one of those like flash mobs and be like, oh my god, isn't this like funny? And then like see what they react.
Yeah,
like,
gauge some reactions over a few months.
And then that's like perfect time to ask questions like, oh, do you think like that's cool?
Would you be mad?
Would you be mad?
Ask what their inspo for the ring is, right?
Yeah.
Like that's also part of proposing, like figuring out what the ring looks like.
Ring looks like.
At least get some photos if they don't want to like be part of the process, which maybe they do. So that's why you should ask.
I do feel like some people just know their partner in a way that's like,
Yeah.
you know, they have like
Maybe.
style.
And if
very
you are,
specific.
then you do.
I'm a person who says don't, similar to birthdays, don't do holidays.
Yeah, no other, don't combine occasions.
I don't like
Personally.
that. Personally.
Don't be doing that. I want to celebrate that day. We're celebrating the day you propose, the day we get married, and our original anniversary. Just kidding. Don't ruin the surprise. Like, if it is a surprise, don't be doing that.
Yeah.
Don't forget a photographer or videographer if they want that.
Or like a friend to be
Whatever
like
the
hidden
case.
in the bushes. Fucking
Don't forget to capture the moment.
capture the moment in some form.
Yeah. You want to remember.
I can think of some do's.
Mm-hmm.
Do make sure that she or he has appropriate hand situation going on.
We got no burns on the hands. We don't want no cuts.
Nails done.
Nails did. Manicure set.
Yeah, and you can have like their friend.
Okay, listen. That's with this one right here, this girl right here, it's gonna be fucking hard to not get her ass.
I'm gonna know.
But that's why, if you want to be surprised, you just need to be getting your nails done consistently for the months leading up to when you think you're gonna get engaged. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, you're just gonna know, and that's not fun. Yeah. So you're just gonna
bite
have
them all off and be like, so.
That's
Sam,
your own fucking fault.
Sam, when am I getting my nails done?
I don't know, dude. That's a personal problem if they look like that when you get engaged.
You're gonna come up to me and be like, hey, I just bought this Gel X kit. Do you want to try it?
I'm like, I got a new stamping tool.
Stupid.
Yeah, do have
Do have
nails.
that.
I don't know if there's like other generic ones.
Do ask for permission or
Yeah.
put their hand in marriage. I don't think that's like necessary in everyone's case.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice to check in with family.
if you're close to the family.
Yeah.
Or like cordial.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice gesture.
Just do make it special. Like make it very special. Don't
Whatever that means.
to you.
Because like there's some couples that are cash and like what's that fucking movie where he proposes with the fortune cookie? 27 Dresses? No, not 27. Bride Wars. Which like she ends up not marrying him, so like disregard that part of the movie.
that part,
but like it was still a cute proposal. Like he proposed with their favorite restaurant. Like it was special.
Yeah. Or you can do like Kim Kardashian style and get engaged in like their own home, in like their bedroom.
Is that how it happened?
I think so. With Chris Humphries.
These are terrible examples.
Terrible examples.
Do give her a chance to look cute.
Yes. Don't know how you're gonna get that shit going, but
If that's what's the plan, like
oh my god. Speaking of that video of when the girl like knows she's getting proposed to and she's in the bathroom, she's like
she's come sweating.
She's like, well, look cute.
Yeah. Also, like, I think a speech is important, but neither of you are going to remember it. You know what I mean? Because, like, they're so nervous if they're asking, and then the person being asked is just like, it's fucking happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
think just, like, do have
something prepared to say.
Something nice to say.
Yeah. Because, like, you don't want to look back and be like, you said nothing and you just got on your knee or whatever, and then...
Yeah. Have something to say. Something nice. Something short, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this long old thing.
If you're getting proposed to, do keep your expectations reasonable. All right?
She said, I want fireworks.
Like, let's not be crazy. This isn't Disneyland.
You could...
You
apparently
could be.
it costs more money to do it at Disneyland, though, apparently.
It's fucking ridiculous.
So
you don't do that. See, we're, like, so simple. We don't need a $20,000 proposal at Disneyland. We're so low maintenance. I think
that's all I can think of.
That's all I can think of.
Okay, next one. How to know they're cheating. It's just a feeling. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it genuinely is like a feeling.
Because all the times that I feel like I got cheated on, I just had an inkling.
I mean, like, the feeling exists because of things, though.
I said, or are we just, like, literally crazy and
just
can
psychic.
figure it out before it even happens?
No, we're just psychic. No, I think it's, like, the person starts acting different. They start acting different as a whole, like...
As a whole.
Like, whether they're acting...
Like,
rude to you, or just like a shitty person, or falling into their vices, or like just distant, disconnected,
saying weird shit.
Yeah, like making weird comments, or just like all of a sudden being very like defensive about anything.
Yes,
anything. It's like, well, what about your phone? It's like, what? I didn't even bring up your phone. Like, what?
What are you saying?
Excuse me. Yeah.
I think those things, like, you start to notice them, and then I feel like once it happens or it's about to happen, you just have a feeling.
Like, you think, ugh.
Like, I think that, like, this is gonna get woo-woo, but I think when you're, like, intermingling,
when penetration
or any type of other physical intimacy happens like that, I think you connect and bond in a way that, like...
I don't want to be bonded anymore.
You want me to do a little woo-woo cut
You
ties?
can disconnect that?
Yeah.
Sounds
I gotta
a
light a couple
scary,
candles
though.
for
Okay?
you. Let's do it.
I just said, is it scary? And you're all, let's do it.
No. Just basically, like, things have to burn.
I just watched Practical Magic. So
I love that movie.
I just saw it.
I want to watch The Craft, too. It's another good
I
witchy
love
movie.
The Craft. Anyways.
I think, like, you just become kind of bonded in a way that you feel each other. It's like a telepathy
some twin
type of... Yeah, some telepathy shit. And
I'm like,
so,
I know you cheated.
They're like, the fuck?
They're like, I haven't even put my...
Yeah, they're like, not yet.
They're like, eh?
Anyway, but yeah, I think you just get a feeling, honestly. Just like the feeling of like when you know somebody's gonna be like a good, like your next partner or whatever, or like the one. I think the same way, like you just have a feeling.
What
I don't
a
know.
negative version of that. Yeah, I think
like
in a more in a more practical sense though. Like, let's say this person really thinks they're being cheated on.
Yeah.
Well, number one, red flag if you're like questioning it, you know, because your mind and your body are telling you something, right? So something's off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like practically. I mean, the number one question that's gonna get their ass is like, let me look through your phone. And their reaction.
And that is how you find out.
You gauge their reaction, and if they're like, what? Why?
Well, sometimes they're dumb and they even do it like on the internet.
Right. So then if they're like, yeah, but you still have that fucking feeling, how about your computer? This is how bitches on TikTok are catching these men.
That's true, dude.
I didn't catch one of my exes cheating via laptop, but I caught his little cousins. So like there's ways, bitch. But I'm just saying, like,
I found out. Okay, with one of them, I found out because he was posting things.
What?
On like another girl's like post.
Like Facebook page or what?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Oh, like commenting?
Like commenting on like a post.
Oh, those are the days when you could see people's activity, huh?
Mm-hmm. And
those are bad.
There was also like, I think like tweets were liked, shit like that.
Tweets were liked.
The second one, I just had an inkling and I looked at their phone while they were taking a shower. So like what, literally, I don't think like for that one, I don't even think that I had
like any proof of
or feeling that like something was wrong, because it was, I mean, we had a lot of it was an abusive relationship. So I understood that there was like a lot of wrong shit happening, but it was not like he's cheating on me. So I don't know what made me look at his phone. Just a deep gut feeling.
Like, well, when you have that feeling, you're gonna find something.
That's true.
Regardless of what it is, you're gonna find something you don't like.
It's crazy shit.
It's crazy.
Anyway,
cheating. Don't be doing it.
Go listen to the cheating episode.
Yeah, go listen to our cheating one.
Okay, next one. How do you deal with jealous partners, especially when their insecurities create fights and unnecessary drama?
I think it really depends, but like, if you've had conversations with this person about them having jealous tendencies and they're aware of it, and they continuously show you that they're not willing to change or heal those traumas that they have, or whatever is making them act jealous, I think there is no point in having a relationship with someone that is unwilling to honestly fix their behavior, because I think jealousy is a human like emotion. COVID. I'm not even sick. It's a human emotion for sure, and I think everyone gets jealous from time to time, but having like a consistent jealous like battle with someone constantly over things you do, like you're walking on eggshells, you can't do anything, you can't talk to anybody, like that is not living your life.
That becomes an abusive relationship.
Yeah, controlling. And I personally just don't think that's worth it. And if you've communicated it more than honestly like twice, like within like a year or something, like let's like obviously not if it's like a 5-year period and you've had to talk about it twice, like okay, it's fine. But like in a short period of time, if you're constantly communicating that it bugs you or that they're jealous about something you're doing that you find completely reasonable, I think it's time to reassess your relationship as a whole.
Yeah. I think that like if you guys have had a conversation about why they're jealous, where this insecurity stems from, and you've done your part to, because it's a two-way street, to ease their anxieties, remind them of your unconditional love, that you're there to support their needs, whatever, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
If you've done that, because also you might be, I don't know you might also
be a little sketchy.
You might be sketchy. But if you're not, I'm assuming you're not.
Yeah.
If you've done that work and yet you're still getting, what is it, like the on the end of the stick?
The short end
of the stick
yeah.
of it. Time to reassess. I feel like you can't, it's just telling me that like this person is maybe not ready to be in a relationship, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're emotionally immature. Like they can't accept in their own mind, like, I'm having a jealous thought or feeling, and instead of, dealing with that on their own and being like, I am having a traumatic triggered moment.
I said, go to therapy, babes.
For real. And projecting it onto you, like, that's not okay. What was the second part of the question? It was like how to deal with it or how to set boundaries. What was it?
It was just as especially when their insecurities create fights and unnecessary drama. Yeah. I think also don't partake in the fight, because I feel like a lot of the time these types of insecurities or jealousy is coming from like needing attention, in my opinion. And it really should maybe just be addressed in a way of like, am I not giving you enough attention? Are we not spending enough time together? What is it exactly that I'm doing that's making you upset? And if you feel like it's reasonable, then it's reasonable. But if it's not, then be like, I've done my work. I don't know how much more I can do. I think it's time that you look introspectively about whether this is about me or if this is about you, because I'm doing my best. And that's all you literally can do. There's literally nothing else.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, sorry.
That's like, that's hard because it's like someone else is obviously going through it, but it's like not your responsibility to fix people.
No. You can help each other heal, but I think that most of the work is going to be on them. So
I guess when do you end it in that case? Like after the few conversations of like,
I would be like, honestly, I don't see this moving forward. I think that there might
You
be
need to work on you, babe.
I think you should be with yourself right now. It doesn't have to be like, you need to work on yourself. It just is like, I think you need to be with yourself and allow yourself to be more comfortable with who you are and like know your expectations. Because I think they're a little too high, babes. Just kidding.
I think you're looking for a god. It's not a...
We have 4 more questions, but I'm assuming maybe we should just do that for glowing hour. They're kind of silly.
Yeah, we have some silly ones. Some of y'all weren't even asking for advice. That's all I gotta say.
So silly.
So we'll see you in glowing hour. Bye.
All right. Oh, I have the questions. Silly me.
Let's try this. We have a cherry mint margarita.
Let's try it.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. It's tart.
It's tart.
Which makes sense. I'd recommend if you're looking for something different in the margarita category.
So to continue with the questions, there's only 4 left.
Yeah.
They're fucking silly. I'm just kind of like...
You guys are silly.
A lot of these I'm like, who the fuck are you?
I do wish we use different links when we put it on our personals so we could know who you're talking to.
Hey, talking
What
to.
are you trying to say?
Yeah.
But go off.
So to start with the first question. Who was the last dude you texted?
Wow. Who was the last dude you texted, Mel?
My dad.
Yeah, same. I don't have my phone on me, but yeah, my dad and then my brother. Like, genuinely.
Genuinely.
I just don't text my hoes. Just kidding.
She only Snapchats them.
Wouldn't you like to know who I texted last? Also, like, why? What? Like, if it's not, like, are you trying to figure out if it's not you? Is that the point of the question? Like, if I say, it's Keith. Oh, I just made up a name. Try, guys.
Also, try.
I'm like, it's Keith, and you're like, your name's fucking Joe, and you're like, oh, who's Keith?
Bitch.
Maybe. I mean, nice try.
Nice try. We both texted our dad, so. Next one. Should I wait for the text or just go for it and shoot my shot first? Okay, so this one.
This is real.
This is real.
This is a good one.
Or it could be personal.
Oh, like,
Someone trying to hit on Sam.
me not texting anyone, and they're like, should I shoot my shot or wait for her to text me? It's like, maybe don't wait. I'd say shoot your shot regardless.
Shoot your shot, always.
Shoot your shot,
just do
always.
it. Always.
What's the worst thing that happen? You're
They
sitting
say
at
no.
a party, and then it's awkward.
They say no and then you get awkward. The fuck? Who cares?
Like, I mean, I get it. It's high risk, but high reward. So, just don't be weird in the shooting of shots.
Yeah, make it cute. Make it fun, flirty.
I don't even know how do you shoot your shot? Me telling you to shoot your shot, but I don't know how.
What's the appropriate way to shoot your shot? How would you like?
I mean, it depends, right?
The shot to be shot at.
It depends on the situation, because it's like, have we talked before, or are you coming out the fucking blue?
So if you're coming out the blue, how you go about it?
Well,
this person said, "Should I wait for the text?"
So they're assuming.
So there's some communication. We've been talking in some form.
Okay.
I think that eagerness in that sense, especially if you did get the vibe that they liked you, that y'all vibed, shoot your shot.
And like,
I
also,
feel like the eagerness is cute, in my opinion.
And if they don't like you like that, they'll make it clear.
You'll know immediately.
Yeah.
No wondering. There's no time for that.
I think just like a casual. I don't even know. How do you shoot your shot? Like, I shoot my shot in Instagram DMs, you know what I mean? Like, I'm responding to something, so there's context. But like, if you're just out of the blue shooting your shot, how do you shoot your shot? Like, hey, what have you been up to lately? Like, just not.
That's like
not shooting your shot.
No, that's like, let me get
so
to know
let's
you.
go out. Like, I kind of hate when I get those kind of text messages. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean,
Yeah.
so let's go out? I think you have to pull in some context. I don't know what your context is, but you need to pull in something cute and quirky that you guys have talked about or they posted on, like, Instagram or Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't make it stalkery. Don't make it, like, 6 months ago they posted this. Make it, like, current. Like, they just went to the beach and something crazy happened and they put it on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Bring in some context.
Bring context from wherever you know each other from.
Yeah.
But shoot your shot.
Always.
Next one. Would you leave your significant other for a celebrity? I think you're thinking it's directed towards me, but maybe they're just asking, like in general, would you leave your significant other for a celebrity?
No.
No.
I wouldn't. Unless they were like better. Like
you
as
were in a
person.
shitty relationship and you're like, is this person sitting on me?
Yeah, like not even like that, but just like, let's say you're like in an inner circle and it's not like they're a celebrity, I'm fucking fangirling, you know, like they're just like a friend or an acquaintance and you get to know them as a person and they're a great person, then yeah. It's not like leaving my significant other for someone. It's like
I think maybe
figuring out I like them better.
Yeah, I think that maybe the question was more like,
Would I
if a fucking
have a hall
celebrity,
pass?
yeah, no, not even a hall pass, like if a celebrity like DM'd you, would you, and they're like, hey, let's fuck.
Oh, I would have to tell my partner.
Be like,
But-
so is this my hall pass?
I know, but I'd be like, but let's talk about it, right? Would you?
No, absolutely not.
Not even considering it like I am.
No.
Okay, see, but you have
But I
something,
have a
you're
significant other.
comparing it to your significant other. I'm like willy-nilly, like, I don't know. I
Because
don't
you
know
don't
who
know
they
your next
are.
significant other.
Yeah, I don't know who they are, so I'm like,
I wouldn't. No.
I don't think
Not.
I would.
I mean, maybe in my previous relationships, I would have. That's fucked up. But it's the truth. My bad.
She's just
It
being
is what it
honest.
is. No, but I think like a hall pass is
Fair.
fair. I have those set in stone, so.
I don't really have anyone in mind.
Hmm.
Oh,
There's a couple.
yes, I do.
There's a couple.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I do.
So there's your answer.
Moving on.
And next one, all conspicuous. Would you ever get with me? ? And then like a squiggly line N. I guess they signed off N.
XOXO. Gossip girl.
Go piss girl.
Go Miss Girl. Who the fuck is that? I don't know if it's for you or me.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I'm sorry if it's for me because I don't know that I know anyone with an N name.
Sam sent me this before we filmed over the weekend, and she's like, I think this is from like your people, and I'm like, all of the people that literally looked at my story are all women who have N names, and they're all straight, so not gonna happen.
Also, what is get with?
Yeah, let's talk about the get with part.
Like, be straight up. What does that mean?
Like, fuck you, date
Like,
you,
Go on a date with you, grab some lunch,
grab
get in your
lunch.
car. Like, what do you
What do
get
you
with?
mean by that?
Let's work on specifics.
Pose a better question.
Like, and also, what was the point of signing off with N? Who are you?
Who are you?
Like, it would make more sense, like, if it was, like, somebody that I was, like, currently, like, heavily talking to or something. We'd be like, but, like, why? I would be kind of weirded out, unless it was, like, a funny question, you know what I mean? Like, it would be funny, like, if I had already been with this person, and they were like, would you go with me? And then,
Yes.
like, it'd be funny. But
This question's giving like very much Ask
FM. See, but on Ask FM, I could always deduce it. I always knew who the fuck was asking me that question.
Yeah. My answers would be like, I don't really know who this is. So no.
I don't kiss and tell. Like, you just... I was so aggressive for no reason on that fucking website.
A straight virgin.
I was like, I mean... like, boys were foul.
Foul on there.
Foul. Like, have you ever touched yourself? I was like,
Damn.
we are 11. 12.
Like,
It was like 8th grade.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Y'all were...
Y'all were foul. It's because they were touching themselves hard.
Anyways, whoever you are, I could think of one person with the last name starting with N.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That was it, though. And I'm like, but
Even
why would you
then,
sign
nothing.
off with that? Or maybe it's like, no one. Like, it just stands for
No
no
one.
one. Like, who the fuck?
Or maybe they thought like anonymous was like anonymous.
Anonymous was spelled with no one.
Whoever
Whoever you are, reveal yourself.
reveal yourself, and then maybe
Shoot your shot always.
were you the same person asking to shoot your shot? Because
You kind
should.
of failed at it.
This isn't what we meant.
This is not what I meant by shoot your shot. But it made me think that we should do another one of these episodes of like, we use our own links so we know who's like directing it at who.
Got it.
Those were not advice questions.
That was not advice.
So maybe we will run it back with another episode where you guys can just ask us the personal questions.
Whatever question you want.
Yeah, a Q&A. That would be really fun and entertaining. But I guess that's it. Hopefully we gave you some good advice or entertainment.
Somewhat of something.
As always, follow us on Instagram, on our personal pages, and on the podcast page. That is where we post pretty much every single update you can think of for the podcast. And yeah, let us know if you want the Q&A episode or another relationship advice episode.
Mm-hmm.
We love it. We're here for it. And we're here for you guys.
Just let us know you enjoyed this in some form.
Yes. Comment.
Subscribe. Follow.
Yeah.
Download our episodes.
Rate
the podcast, please. That helps us so much.
And it's free.
It's free. You don't gotta donate.
We're not asking you for money. Please.
Like we said, or like I said earlier, we really like the next few episodes. I think our content is getting in a place where we're like thriving with like what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Not that we haven't before, because we obviously have like way too many episodes. We love talking, apparently.
Yes.
But like these next couple ones feel really fun and good. So just stay tuned.
Yeah.
Catch them up.
And share us if anything else. Share that you're listening to your friends. We'd love that.
Yeah.
Maybe they need advice. Maybe you can roast them low-key.
Share this episode.
Wait, let's do a friendship advice one. And then y'all can tell your friends, like, you should listen to this podcast. Yeah. And it'll be about them. It's like, give them the hint.
Give them the hint before it even happens.
Anyways.
So, catch you next time.
Bye.